All right, guys, here we are. The return episode of Don't Be a Dick. Here with my man, Big Worm. Jereme, welcome back, my
What
man.
up?
We missed you here.
Well,
Glad to have you back. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, so I know this channel is a little different and things like that. We took a little spill, you know, did some falling, cracked some heads.
We had an incident. We had a
Yeah, we
fluke
had an incident. So we're on the other side of that, and we're progress is made. We're feeling better. So
Yep.
I'm feeling pretty good about that, and I'm glad we're here doing this and telling everybody don't be a dick.
I mean, that's always our main theme here.
Yes.
It's a little bit,
So
it's sports and it's mostly don't be a dick. Overall,
I wanted to bring up one of my buddies because this is great because he comments on. So one of my other buddies gave me an inspirational quote and was like, "Don't be a dick." And then my cousin posted it up, and then we have a friend named Dickie, and he's like, "Stop, go get your own shit, man." This dude is off the chain. I love it because like his name's Dickie. Like he's like, dude, like I'm the exception of the rule, and he is, which is great. Like you get to be a dick, like because you are, and it's great. So
I mean,
he's like, go get your own shit. I'm like, this is fucking awesome.
People, we know people. I saw Big Mac, Brian McKenna. I seen him out there saying that sometimes you got to be a dick too, but I don't know from his standpoint. I mean,
No.
Yeah, don't be a dick.
I think you see me come in there. I was like, no.
We're old.
Like,
there's no need to be a dick anymore.
So I mean, there is exceptions to every rule. Like I mean, obviously we're here saying like try and take that breath, wait a minute, and make a better choice if you can. And if you're in a situation that doesn't call for it, I mean, it is what it is. Like life happens, and there are situations that call for be a dick. But for most of the part, we're here to say don't be a dick,
right?
Unless you got to be.
Yep. No, yeah. I mean, just try not to be more often than not. Let's start there. But that's the movement.
I feel like as years go on, it starts becoming a little bit more natural to not. Like you start having more thoughts and things like that, and just at the end of the day, like, don't be a dick.
We're old,
Yes.
man. So we talked a little bit before we started here. I want to give a shout last night to one of Bryce. I believe his last name is Mitchell.
Mitchell or something.
Stood up last night, $90,000 payday, and he got right on the mic and said he was given $45,000 right there. He publicly said that he was going to contribute to kids in need. So kudos to him. That's how you don't be a dick. And he's not already a big money guy. That's probably a huge payday for that guy.
Didn't Dana White like step in as well? So like
Dana
there
White,
was some even more.
Dana White said, keep your money. We're gonna match that, and we'll see if that happens. But props to Dana White as well, man.
That's don't be a dick.
Money. How much money do you need? And at this point in our life, with what's going on in the globe, who knows, man? It's like we're almost on the end of times. The media wants you to think that way, but we should do good things anyway with more than what we have. And props to that dude, man. It was a great fight too. He was the underdog, and man, that fight was crazy. There was a couple fights last night that were kind of bananas. One of them, they let it go. They had the doctor come out for 3 rounds and almost stopped the fight last night. And this dude kept going. I kind of want to write a blog on it. So the Masvidal fight last night was terrible. He's awful.
I'm actually sad for that. I would have liked to see him beat Kobe, but Kobe came out the better guy. And I watched the interview.
Like the way he won. I mean, I kind of look. A street fight is a street fight, right? There are no rules.
Yes.
There's unwritten rules that say you can't bite, you can't poke in the eye, or you can't do, anything. But really, there are no rules. You could do that if you wanted to. He got on on Jorge's back last night and just like a tick, man. Like he just maintained on his back, maintained control, which I guess is still, but the fans want to see something different. Jorge doesn't fight like that. You know what I mean? It was just a weird fight. It was on the ground a lot more than it needed to be, and I don't know. It wasn't a fan fight. Great win.
Yeah, I mean, basically, Jorge after the fight, the interview was basically saying like he's got to work on his wrestling. He's like, he wishes he went to college. He wishes he had more of the wrestling where you can lay on people. It's a move some people do. Like he wants to stand and fight, and a lot of fans want to see that.
Yep.
But if you're a super fan, you also know like there's a lot of technical stuff that happens when it hits the ground. Like just because it might not look as exciting, it doesn't mean it's any less exciting. There is still a lot that happens when that hits the ground. That's hot, just so you know.
It should be. Masvidal looks like he's getting old. I think that it's time for him to maybe step back a little bit. I swear, because I was watching some of his old videos last night, and he's just, these guys that are getting better are getting bigger and more, either more fit or more cut, faster. I don't think he's moving in the right direction training-wise. Because he looked winded. I don't think he was not prepared for that fight.
Yeah,
for
no,
that,
and
that
Kobe got to talk all the trash after the fight.
I hate it. I hated it, but I also didn't like Jorge's trash talk before the fights either, man. He was a little too confident for some guy that is mean. He's a meme. He was, out cold on the ground. So I don't like neither of them are humble. So I really didn't care.
I'm gonna ask you this: do you know where Jorge got his start?
In the backyard in Florida with Kimbo Slice. He was the kid. Yep.
Yes.
Dude, he's a brawler. He's kind of like Nate, but
one of my favorites, Diaz.
Yeah, dude, I love Nate Diaz. I love Nate Diaz. I love Nick Diaz. Those guys are brawlers, but there's a guy right there, and really what it comes down to is there's no rules because in a street fight because there's no rules. You're all there fighting for your life.
Correct.
As far as the octagon, I don't know. Jorge's not on a good path, man. I don't like it. I really didn't enjoy that fight. A few of them, a couple of them were a lot better than that fight.
Yes.
Doanos, that fight was incredible. I forgot the other dude's name. I can't really pronounce it, like Macedo or something like that. But his eye was gone. Like the doctor you could see his eye was like almost disconnected his eyelid. That's how deep of a cut he had. He had a handful of Vaseline up there, and they kept, even the commentators like, no, you got to stop this. He didn't want to stop it. The doctor saw no reason to stop it because he wanted to go. He could see out of the eye. I think that's what the stipulation was. If he could see out of it, he can go.
The doctors definitely want to take into consideration, like, hey, man, like, all right, so after this, you could end up with permanent damage. Like, I mean, there is some like real concerns there.
Yeah.
Fighters want to fight. There's not too many fighters that are going to be in a corner going like, nah, man, I'm out. I'm all set. Because at any point in time, like, there is a fighter's chance. You could come out there and knock somebody out.
That's all. He had already lost the fight. Like the fight was already gone. That was his only chance to come out and get a knockout. That's hard, man. Your eye, literally blood is streaming down your face. The first punch you take.
Yes.
And phenomenal. It was a great fight. I'm glad I got that one in last night.
There's times when I feel like the docs come out and stop it short. There's other times when you're watching fights and you're like, dude, how are they not stopping this?
Yeah.
Like, and there isn't. I mean, when it comes down to the refs and everything else like that, like, don't be a dick. But like,
I don't know
which side it falls on.
They really let him go. Rogan was all over it. He was like, "Oh, you gotta stop this. His opponent's gonna stop it." And the guy came through. They stopped it in the 5th round. But okay. I think he gave him 30 seconds. He said the ref came out and said, you got 30 seconds to show me something, or else I'm stopping this fight. Which actually brings me back a couple weeks ago when we were in Framingham. Oh no, when we were in Dedham. Mosley's on the Charles. We saw Frank the Tank Hogan fight, but we were in the media section right next to the ref. So every time he came back, they would switch off. One ref would do the first, the other one would do the second fight. But when he came back, I picked his brain every time about how he would stop a fight, or what he looks for to stop the fight. When he was in the ring, I was next to the judge, and I would ask him how they score the fight, and he said they got to show me something. Like I give them, there's a point in the fight where they have to show me something. It doesn't have to be a big cut. It doesn't have to be, but right. I guess that's all on the ref who's in the ring's outlook too. What they look for.
Absolutely.
So that was his point. That guy last night, who was the ref of that fight, let that go. And I can't say it was wrong if the fighter wants to fight and he's in his right mind. But there were a lot of big shots last night too, which was awesome. Boy, he took a bunch. I thought they were going to stop that fight a couple times, and they let it go. But yes. No power. So tell me what happened in front of us here. With you had flames going. This is the drink of the week here with Big Worm.
So
let's go.
Just another old fashioned. We got the cherries in here. I got a little orange twist in there, a little syrup. But so this is the star of the show. All right, so this is a smoke top. So put some cherry wood in there, drop it on the top, light that bitch on fire, and then it smokes. Pour in your whiskey.
Yep.
So this right here is the 1792 Foolproof, but it's a special edition.
All right.
So this one, Hometown Liquors in Oxford had done for them. Now, it's 125 proof. Ching.
Oh my God, dude, what? For those of you at home, stay at home.
Yeah, absolutely. This is not the beginning of the night drink. This is the all right, so you're gonna have one, you're gonna chill, and do your thing. I'm building a slight collection at the house. I got a little shelf put up, and trying to get a couple of good ones on there. And I went to the store. The owner comes up. This dude's awesome. If you've never been to Hometown Liquors, go. It's great. But he comes over. He's like, can't find what you're looking for. I was like, well, I'm not actually looking for anything. I'm just looking. And I explained to him, put a shelf up, putting some bottles up. And he's like, oh, you're trying to fill it? I'm like, well, it's kind of full, but if something, strikes the fancy, he's like, well, check this out. So I like the 1792 anyways. It's actually a great whiskey. So I recommend it. But then having the added touch of it's high test and their own, they had it done for them. I don't know. They got me. Whoop, 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 whoop. Reeled me in.
Look I'm in next week with this. 125 proof. Yukon Jack is what, 100? That's
yeah.
About 151. We've all done that, I think, as a kid.
Well, if you want to get wild, the barrels that I normally have out here that I'm doing the aging process with, those are 141. So
my next question is, does that bug in the background run on any of these liquors that you?
I haven't tried it yet, but I'm not saying it won't.
Yeah, the possibilities are endless. That's awesome.
So one of the whiskeys that I'm making, I honestly I don't know if I can drink it. So I've aged it. So I aged it and then I infused it, but I put in vanilla chai, coffee beans, and chilies.
Oh man!
So the chili may have been in there a little too long. This is fire water, and it should probably be up there with the one chip challenge. If anybody doesn't know, I did that at one point in time. We did it at Soul Wolf Energy. There's a YouTube video. If you want a link, let me know. It's a riot. It was great.
I'll share that immediately, bro. After the show, I didn't even know that existed.
It was awful. It was a horrible experience. I don't recommend it. Don't do it.
Was it without the, what is it, the tacky chip? Is that what it was? Or the,
It's a black chip, tastes like death. It's awful. So I'll say that the booze I'm making is hot. Like the spice hot is real. I may actually have to like mix it with something else to turn it down a notch to be able to drink it, because there was a drip that came out like on the table, and I was like, oh, mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. Like, I was like, oh, so that doesn't feel good. It hurts. Like, yeah, making another one that I'm just doing with the coffee, chocolate, and other stuff. Not going to put no chili in that one. And I did a little taste test of that one. That one's great. And then we got my bigger barrels over there getting ready. It's a 5 liter. So I got 4 liters that are going to go into that shortly, and then we'll let that sit for a couple months. But like that stuff, you can add water to turn it down. There is like you start at the 140 and you can come down from there. But like, what fun is that?
Right. 140. So that's insane. Wait. Does it ignite? We're gonna have to check that out too.
Now 140, yeah, no, that'll burn. 100%, you can light that on fire.
It is combustible. Yeah. So
we may have to do that at some point. I'll one of these times when you're here, we'll have the fire event, because we'll probably go up
yeah, I'm in all day. So I don't know. We got to touch on it. I never like politics, but I mean, it's kind of a big deal right now because the world may end. What's the outlook on this whole Russia-Ukraine conflict, bro? Who's being a dick? Who's not being a dick? I don't always watch the media or the news or anything like that. That's
so as far as the politics go and things like that. Guess what? We'll never know. I don't know what's real, what's fake, what's news for us. I don't know what's happening over there versus what we're hearing. I can't pretend to tell you that you watch the news and you hear the story, because there's obviously other things.
Yeah.
There's some people saying that Russia invaded them because they don't want them to join NATO. There's other people that said they went after them for basically their resources and export and things like that. And there's other people like, listen, like it was the capital of the USSR at one point in time, and like Chernobyl and everything else like that. And they were just like, hey man, I want you back. Except for like, they were like, we're kicking the door, coming in the house of your new boyfriend. Like, and you're mine now again.
Yeah.
You know what I don't like? Gas at $4-something a gallon.
It's
people
intense,
talking about
bro.
home heating oil this week averaged a jump of like 70+ cents.
$4 a gallon, like that. So like nothing.
When did we go to war? Like wait a minute. Like as a regular person, we're getting wailed on over here.
Yeah. I don't know. It's been a mess. It's going to continue to be a mess.
Dick shit. That's being a dick. Somebody's being a dick somewhere. Yeah. And we're paying for it.
Yeah.
Like, and that's
I don't know. Like I said, I don't get too much into politics, but I mean, I just don't see how in 2022 we're still warring. You know what I mean? It just doesn't. It's weird because they have the capabilities too. So you never know what could happen. It's dangerous.
There's a lot of behind the scenes stuff. Like I said, end of the day,
money.
Yeah.
And that's all.
And personally, I think that's the real play behind it, is to get the money. Like I said,
yep.
I don't know. I'm not in the room when these guys are having conversations. Ukraine's going wild. There's some people saying like the stuff you're seeing on TV, like some of it's faked to make it look worse.
Right.
They're doing damage to their own places. I don't know, dude. I'm not there. I feel bad for the civilians. I feel bad for the people running. Like there's real videos of like, all right, there's a plane that just flew and dropped a bomb like next to your house. Like that's real.
Right.
I can't even fathom that. Like when it really comes down to like that's the people I feel bad for. At the end of the day, like the government versus government, like they're playing a game of like Risk or War or whatever, like, and just the popular
trending story is all the guys that are sticking around the Ukraine, including Zelensky, all the top cabinet members, everything. The Klitschko's, Usyk, the boxers, they're sticking around and playing for the country, and they're not really just rolling over, which
No.
I don't think Russia planned for. So, but how do
They
we
didn't-
really know, what's going on? These guys could be taking pictures with guns in trenches, whatever, saying that they're fighting, and then go right back into their golden palace. No one knows. Nobody knows. It's a picture. You know what I mean? So
Don't know.
yeah,
There's real war. There's real buildings coming down. There's real shit getting blown up.
yep,
For anybody involved in that. And there's people like actually flying over there to like join the fight.
right,
That's that's amazing.
yep,
And I just want, like, for me, like, cool, like, stop the fight, like, stop the war. Let's have a discussion like grown-ups.
yep,
Like, this is a temper tantrum that went terribly wrong.
yep,
Like, you made it here. Like, okay, that's bad. Like, we're not in a, like you said, we're at a point in life where I feel like things can be discussed and handled. Like,
right,
it shouldn't have got to the point where they're rolling tanks down Main Street. Like, what's up?
yep,
Nope.
yep. Agree 100%. In a
That's
perfect world,
big dick moves. Don't they like the fucking epiphany of don't be a dick.
yeah, yeah, huge. But we gotta, you gotta address it. Also, everybody keep a lookout because there's gonna be scams everywhere trying to get people to give money to Ukraine and all that. Make sure you're giving your money to the right place.
Yeah.
Don't forget the people that are hurting there either. Who knows what's really going on over there. But as always, just don't be a dick on the other side and don't fucking scam people. That's where it comes down to.
Yeah.
So both sides.
Dude, there's a new scam every week. Like, so I got a phone call the other day telling me they wanted to help me with my college debt. I was like, motherfucker, I'm 44 years old.
yeah.
Like, you gonna help me out with my college debt? Like, nope.
Yeah.
But
You're bringing up old shit.
I get people all the time. I mean, I've seen people lose their Instagram accounts. I've seen people like, all right, so when they're on Facebook, all of a sudden, you're getting those like Bitcoin people start messaging you, except for it's one of your friends. And it's like, well, why are you messaging me about Bitcoin?
There's a template. There is a template. If you got a message that says, have you heard about this deal? It's not your friend trying to give you a good deal. It's not a new friend.
Don't click the link. Don't click the link.
Don't click the link because you will. I mean, I had noticed, I've mentioned on a podcast before that it was very Pakistan heavy. So I'm not against the Middle Eastern people. It just happened to be the trend. But Pakistan always sends me a hot girl on the profile picture. Then you go through their roll of pictures and they're all floating down the Nile River or something. Or,
I don't know who they get to record the phone messages though, because it's never it's normally a woman American that leaves the message, and it's like do
when
they
you
get
call
that
back,
off someone else's phone?
It's a guy from Chile or a guy from deep Nigeria. The Nigerian prince from AOL did well, I believe. I think that's
he did great. He just needed to put a couple million in your account, let it clear, and send him some dough.
It should make sense to you. It should. I have $4 million. I just need you to get me a $50 CVS card or a MoneyGram. And
yes,
that's it.
It'll be fine. You can keep the rest.
You keep the change. You're not going to believe this. This guy has $500 million that he has nothing to do with. He needs you. Me?
He just wants a quick 500. He's gonna give me a mill.
Yeah, dude.
I'm on the up and up. We going places from here.
Yeah. Man, I can't believe it. I can't. A Saudi prince. No kidding.
Don't be a dick.
Phenomenal, man. The scams of life. The other ones that are out there. I don't know who these guys are. That the energy people. I mean, it's like the new Jehovah's Witnesses that they're knocking on your door trying to sell you energy, but you already have it.
Yes.
You know, I don't get like the delivery fee on your electric bill. I think they somehow are the middleman with that, but
You don't want to get me started. I know all about this stuff. But
oh
there are
wow,
companies
yeah,
out there that go in, yeah, like
I didn't mean to
that
hit you
go in
right in
and
the
say,
wheelhouse. That my mind went there, totally not even thinking about your expertise here. Yeah.
Real talk. So there are some companies, the third party ones are the ones you got to worry about. Like when they're
Yeah.
like, oh, well, we're going to lower your bill for like 6 months and then it's going to go up from there. Those are the actual ones you need to probably worry about when you're getting third party providers. Just read the contracts. When you do any business, read the contracts, have a whole conversation. There's a lot of places that go to people's houses and they're like, well, you're paying $100 now. It's going to be 90 next month and it's going to be great. They don't tell you in 6 months to a year, it's going to be 120. And then every year from there, it's going to go up. You know, those are the things you got to watch out for. Have the conversation. Like if you're buying solar, buy it. It makes sense. Some people can't buy solar. Well, and if they do, they don't qualify for the incentives that are out there. So those people might look into a lease. But know what's best for your home. Have the conversation. Ask questions. If somebody wants to talk about solar, I am available, and I will have those conversations.
Regular fans know that Jereme is the Solar Wolf guy. Solar Wolf Energy.
So I work at Solar Wolf Energy. We sell solar. We install solar. So if you're looking for solar, we do that. But yeah, some of you guys may not have a clue. May think I'm just the red bug guy. But like,
which is fine. I mean, there's an audience for that too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's how, you know, just don't get scammed. But also on the other flip side, don't scam people and don't be a dick. That's our usual thing.
So we had a big event over the weekend. You turned 100 and what?
When?
Friday.
Yeah, 140. No. So the Shamrock page, right? That it's got me down over the hell.
You had a birthday, man. You had a birthday.
43. It's been a phenomenal year. If you asked me a year ago this time if I would be in the spot that I'm in right now, and believe me, we're not luxurious here, but I'm happy. I'm doing what I love, and that's what I'm grateful for.
Making steps in the direction that you're choosing to be in, and from myself and probably everybody watching, like we're saying happy birthday, man.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you. And I'm still around, man. I'm still kicking. I feel like I'm aging in reverse here, but
you Benjamin Buttons now? You Benjamin Buttons?
I hope
we doing
so.
that?
I'm hoping so, man. I'll tell you, life is getting less stressful as I get older. You know what I mean?
So I've started some things to try and go to that effect. Obviously, the slip fall thing may have sparked some stuff, but some other things like I'm trying to eat right, doing some little workouts here and there. I'm not back at freak mode or stack full of fives that we did back in the day, but we're making some progress in the right direction, taking off some pounds, trying to do the right thing. So at some point in time, we might get back into larger workouts and some more fitness type shit. So we'll see we'll see where this goes.
I'm down to check out the strongman competition with your buddy. How do you say his last name? The owner.
We going. We're gonna go watch Mike, Hangover Pub, and then my buddy Matt. They are both specimens, and when I say specimens, these dudes are moving weight that is impressive. And when I say impressive, like holy shit, like they are doing things. Mike, owner of the Hangover Pub, he can make food and move weight, and he's great over impressive. What's that?
He's a phenomenal MC as well.
That's the other side. Like he's doing, he's rapping, he's producing, he's got other people that he's actually putting out their music. They, from what I understand, they actually, so we went there and they had a rap show. I understand he got more equipment and set up like a stage. I think they're doing that way more often now.
It was awesome.
And
they were good.
We don't have spots like that. Like those type spots have gone away. I spoke to another buddy just the other day because he does comedy. And I said, bro, like, you got to get out there. Like, now's the time. Because when it really comes down to it, people are starting to go out. They want to see shows. Like, they go to dinner and then they go, where am I going?
Right.
And I know that that's what people are doing because I did it a couple weeks ago before my incident. But like,
yep. Yeah,
so
yep.
I went out to dinner with a friend of mine, and afterwards it was like, what are we gonna do? Like, looked up some shit, and it was like, there's a comedy show. We went over to One Eyed Jack's, thick chick comedy.
Great.
It was
spot too.
It was a good time, dude. Like, and like just good interaction, good time to be out, and it was cool. Like at the end of the night was like, all right, like that was fun. I instantly thought of my buddy. Like I said, we spoke the other day. I was like, bro, like you gotta do the damn thing because people are looking for shit to do, and like whether it's go see a rap show, whether it's go see a comedy show. Right now, I feel like people are at the starting line, foaming at the mouth, like, where am I gonna go? What am I gonna do?
Right.
I want to do something because everybody's been cooped up. Like so many people have just been sitting at home. They're ready to do some shit.
Yep. I agree, 100%. I think we got the Shamrock event being planned. I think we'll probably announce it around the anniversary, around 420. The details of it all. So
what is the birthday?
April 21st is the actual birthday, but
that's solid.
420 was supposed to be the launch, and it was so bad. I was like, I can't do this. I'm gonna embarrass myself. Because it was me with Peter McNeely and my buddy Tom on my flat screen via my computer, and it was just bad. But I was like, what? Someday this will be funny. It's getting to that point almost, but my production is still pretty bad. I've gotten pretty good, pretty far with basic tools here, but.
Like I don't think people understand that you're a one-man show on top of everything else. They're like, all right, like he's got to have somebody else doing some other shit. Like you legit a one-man show. So like you're doing it all.
From minute one. The only thing I co-host is the only help that I've had, which I'm grateful for. But other than that, behind the scenes, really, my man Dave Kenny has been my right-hand man. He's been great too. Grateful for him. I got a flat tire this weekend. He took care of me. I got a flat tire back in December. He didn't even ask. He just showed up. You don't find people like that. So grateful for him. And his birthday was actually yesterday. Mine's March 4th. His is March 5th. So
happy birthdays.
Yeah, we're on the right path, man. God sends you those kind of signs every now and again to show that you're in the right room. So I'm grateful for all that.
You ain't wrong. That is 100%.
I'll be a dick eventually again. I can't say that I won't. I try not to, and I got no need to be. So we're great.
Like we said, and I don't know how to stress it enough. Like it's not about like, all right, just like kumbaya. Like at the end of the day, like it is like there's a time and a place for everything. Just some people walk around miserable for no reason. And at the end of the day, like maybe that person needs something, but I also can't pretend to know everybody's situation. Some people have been, dealt a shitty hand, and like they are on defense all the time because of it. They're not just out there being a dick, though. They're reacting to situations.
Right.
There are other people that are, I don't want to call them evil and shit like that, but like there are people that go out of their way to be a dick. Like maybe those people hear a message and say like, you know what, maybe today, I'm at a point where like I talk about what I'm eating. I'm trying to eat red meat like 3 meals less a week that I would have eaten, right?
Yeah.
So if you were going to be a dick 12 times and you take a couple out,
you flatten the curve.
Maybe that's all it takes to get a little bit of joy out of life, and then maybe see a little different side of it. And I know you and I both grew up in different areas, but like similar shit. Like, and not everybody was dealt a silver spoon. Not everybody, like, you know, sometimes you got to make the best of what you got. And there are low points, high points. Everybody has a bad day. But I like to believe everybody has a good day, you know, and sometimes you need to focus on that shit versus the other. So
You do, and you got to train yourself to believe that there's going to be another good day, even if you get a string of bad ones, you know? You
yes,
just flatten the curve. That's what it is, you know? Law of
hopefully
averages.
the light at the end of the tunnel is not a train. You know,
Yep.
that's like,
Dude, you know what's great? That just triggered a memory that's awesome for right now. Dude, so I went to Disney when I was a kid, right? Now, this is also a don't be a dick situation. My dad would have done anything like to make us happy, right? And going on the rides, it was me and him were the only dudes that were there. So we go to Space Mountain. He was already ready to kill me after that because we were in the dock. I was terrified. He wasn't a roller coaster dude, neither am I. I don't know what we're doing there, but we figured it out that day. So we go on that. But when you just said that about the train, I don't know if anyone's been to the it's like the Mr. Ichabod Code train or something. It's like a kid's ride, right? And you go through a
yep.
tunnel, and all you see is a light, a headlight coming at you like a train in slow motion. And I remember my dad being like, "Hey, that's fake, right?" But that's fake. Like I was like, "You tell me, man. Am I supposed to be scared or what?" And he's like, "I don't know." But it was we right like 5 feet away from it was when we both realized it was just bullshit. But that was real fear. He's like, he used to get so mad at me, like it was my fault that our lives are in danger. I didn't know. I never, but it
Nope.
was so funny. It like Ichabod Frog or something like that. But that, yeah, I'll tell you, the headlight coming at you just triggered that little memory.
Should take a minute to fire out your sponsors.
So man, we're here because of Platts Landscaping. He was my very first sponsor last year. I threw it out there, and he said yes immediately within 30 seconds. Took the biggest one we had, lead sponsor. So shout to him. Shout to Rivera Promotions and Sharon's Boxing. Both of them been very good to me. Lundgren Honda, they're on the 22 list already for sponsors.
Nice.
And Emily's Interiors, man. Gentleman who owns Emily's Interiors Remodel Works. They get national awards in home remodel magazines, everything. He was on my little league team. We won the city championship together, and he didn't even hesitate the minute I asked him if he wanted to be a sponsor. So thank you to him and meeting friends like him who stick with you and believe in you. But thank you to all of them. Without them, we wouldn't be here. We're going to continue. We got a bunch more jumping on board. But like I said, my focus is on our 1 year anniversary. I wanted to spend 1 year building the foundation. I believe, you should build 100 borders to hold the deck up.
I'm at hats off to you. You are crushing views. You are getting people to share your shit, like putting the word out. You are literally when I come down to like my version of what you're doing is like you're the heartbeat of like Worcester sports and shit. Like it's amazing to watch you like go around and put together basically like a sports cast for all this shit. It's fucking badass.
I appreciate it, man. I'll tell you, I've been getting a lot of messages, a lot of support. A lot of the parents love it. Like I said, the best thing that I've been paid off is the girls the other day singing "Happy Birthday." It was crazy. That was they're on fire.
That was emotional, and I love that you were like, all right, layup lanes.
Yeah, I had that. See, that's where my brain goes. You got to switch the emotion when it's almost time to cry. You know what I mean? I'm sitting there in front of high school girls, like, come on, you kidding me? And I can prepare because Diego sneaked it in on me. He didn't tell me why. I just kind of had a feeling. It was awesome too. But what a bunch of great girls. Like, not even because of that, just everybody's seen my blog, how I feel about them and everything. Just a bunch of good, hardworking girls. You asked me, and I'm 100% biased as a fan, but like I explained, I've literally slow-mo played every play from this season. I think I got over 95% of every point they've scored this year. So to have that down, I wanted it as a kid. I know they're gonna love it when they get older. They're gonna look back on it, but Don't be
Yes.
shocked if they take the whole entire thing down. Chemistry-wise, there's no way that they shouldn't. And
From everything I've seen, and like they aren't just winning, they are dominating. Like and that in itself is pretty amazing to watch go down. So and to have it be a local team, you know.
dominating, and they just have been so. I mean, I put a lot of coverage on them, but they haven't gotten the spotlight that they totally deserve for a team that did that well. But
Yes.
they certainly put South High on the map, and I guarantee you, from here on out, it will be a different story. People will be.
Yes.
But phenomenal Tuesday night, 6 o'clock. We're in Walpole. Against all these teams are good, but they're playing a different brand of basketball. These girls have grown up together, played together. This is all they do. They've earned every step of this journey. So I don't think it's over anytime soon, which is phenomenal. But that's where it is for me, man. We were out in Holyoke. They actually the comment I made to them about the layup lines is because they keep missing layups. They should have won by 30. They didn't even play good, and they dominated the game still. Like, I mean, not they didn't play good. They didn't shoot good.
Gotcha.
Grace had 31 points. She should have had 70. Like, they were, but they won with defense. They know how to dig deep. They know how to take the game back, even when they're a little cool, you know? But God bless anybody who plays them the minute this team gets hot. My goodness. It's impressive. Now, I watched the North Boys the other night. And it's not the same basketball, man. It's not. And I don't know if I got to see other teams play. The other girls' teams that I've watched that haven't been South, it's just not the same level. It's not the same level of team. And but North is on the right path. They're hungry. Good. They're the best team in the state. Supposedly, they should take it down. They rebounded this week, and it was a great game. But
so I got to ask, do you like watching the basketball games more than boxing?
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Basketball has always been my sport. You know what I mean? And really competitive. Now, here's another good point about boxing. I'm tired of watching like 17-0 against 0-17, man. Like MMA, and I know guys want to build their fights, but the night is long. There were 13 fights the other night in Framingham. Now, I would say 10 of them were good. 10 of them, like, it was a very lucky night as far as like card-wise and promotion-wise. They executed 13 fights that they promoted. That's unheard of. And every fight was good, but, you know, a promoter has a budget. He can only pay so much money. So I don't know if it's better to have 5 good fights or 10 bad fights and 3 good fights, just so people get the action. But I feel that happy medium hasn't met yet. Basketball.
That is so tough. That is so tough because, like,
it is.
All right, if you have 5 fights and they all get knocked out in the first round in the first minute, you're gonna have some angry fans.
Yeah.
Because but if you have 12 fights and they all go the distance, you're gonna have some people leaving. Like there'll probably be some people that don't make it to the last fight. Like I'm here for it, but
that's also what happens too with these fights with cards too, because these guys sell tickets for their promoters, so they bring their friends. When they're done fighting, the crowd thins, and by the time you're at the main event, you only have 6 people left. It's late, and I don't know. I think I do like. I mean, the real good fights, but who doesn't? And you gotta.
You had the crazy hot matrix. I don't know if you've ever seen that video. That is great because you're looking for the unicorn. Like the night of fights that all are exciting. They last a couple rounds. Maybe it doesn't go the distance, but it was awesome. And I gotta imagine putting that night together is like finding a unicorn. Like, okay, like this is what we're doing tonight.
Yep. Now covering the event sense, basketball is basically like playing a video game. I don't take defense clips. I usually don't, unless the game sucks, because then I want to put a highlight together. So I need more, whatever content. But when these girls are on fire and I'm just shooting offensive clips, it's amazing. It's like it legit is like a video game at this point, And I'll tell you, I don't know if it would be so fun if they weren't this good. Like they just the way they shoot, you know.
Fair enough. Everything gets more exciting when people are winning.
Yeah, and yeah, that's what it is, man. I'll tell you. I posted a little clip from Diego when he was on the show when he was talking about from the beginning of the year, talking about the playing the teams in the state tournament. And that's why he was keeping the competition up. And dude, that's when he lost that game against Wachusett that we all want back. Because there's no way that we should have lost that game. We wouldn't lose that game if it was played today. It wasn't the same team. They didn't play good enough that night to win. They were intangibles, but it was what it was. They rattled off 19 wins in a row to right now. This is Diego's first year, so he stands right now at 20-1 in his first year, and he's in the Sweet 16. You're already in Successville, you know what I mean? But that kid, you'll never see a more stressed out dude coaching right now if they were up by 40. He's still teaching these girls how to play. Even in the state tournament, we're at that level. He's still teaching fundamentals if they make a mistake. There's no gliding on this team at all. So that's what it's all about. Heart. And
you got to play. And we've had that discussion before. Like, play every minute that you're on the court, and give it your all.
Yeah,
I'm all for that.
No doubt. Hopefully, Worcester can make it happen this year. I'll tell you, we were out in Oxford a couple weeks ago. It was a decent game. I saw my man Mike Gustafson out there too. Another
Awesome.
Colonel. But Jereme, great to have you back, my man. I'm pumped. We went impromptu this week. Look at
glad to be back. Like,
thank you for the birthday wish. Thank you for the time tonight.
What are you drinking? What are you drinking over there?
We're on the bevy, man. I think it's the long drink, right? This is the cranberry version. But as I told you earlier, I'm not a fraud. I say it every week. Tastes exactly like Fresca. I'm loving it. A few of these on the weekend, kick back.
Yep.
That's how we do. That's how we do around here.
Love it.
My man, thank you again. Another good episode of Don't Be a Dick. We're back. We're here every Sunday, 6-ish, we'll say. But we got big things coming. Big announcement next week, everybody. Tune in. Big Worm, thank you. Have a great night.